Hey, hold on a second. Sorry. I'm having a technical difficulty here. I'm not hearing you come out of the stream. Lovely. Why did that not want to work today? Nothing's changed on that. Why didn't it decide not to work today? I threw up our be right back screen that I made. Sorry. Alright, what's going on here? It's picking me up just fine.
Are you just going to keep doing that?
I might as well. It's not like anyone out on the stream can hear me, so...
It's okay, fair.
I will probably stop doing it once we're actually live. But I make no promises. Chirp. Chirp, chirp. Oh, wow. Yeah, I'd almost forgotten what the crickets were like in America.
What's the difference between our crickets and your crickets?
British crickets are a lot quieter. Also just because of the way that the terrain is, you don't tend to get them unless you're going out into the fields. So, it's unusual to hear them inside. Sure. Alright, yep, I heard the feedback there. Okay.
Yeah.
Lovely. We are finally online. Technical difficulties, they are traditional. Hello everyone, welcome to Among the Embers. Apologies for the delays. And someone needs to turn off their sound because it's echoing and that bugs the hell out of me. Alright, anyway, welcome to Among the Embers. As usual, we would like to thank Modifius for creating this wonderful gaming system. Charming people at Star Trek Online for making some of the assets and allowing us to use them. And last but not least, Gary Vasarov on DeviantArt for creating the template, which we used to create the dedication plaque of the Nightingale. I keep hearing myself. I'm not sure who that is. Anyway. Right, yeah. Alrighty. Useful checks all around. Also, we have a guest star tonight, who you can hear chirping repeatedly. So yes, we actually have a full house, which is nice. We have our engineer, our science officer, chief of security, and our captain. And there's... Apparently so. Yes, it's an exchange officer of some kind.
Yeah, Jiminy Cricket is making an appearance here.
But good news is that next week, touch wood, we may actually be getting our original doctor back.
Cross fingers.
Dr. Chankis Targath. And we will have much grumpy entertainment and possibly noises of small children in the background, as people will remember from way back in the days when we started out this series. Anyway.
I am personally looking forward to getting our very typical dwarf doctor back.
Yes.
Should be good, especially given that there's going to be a need for more humor as things go on.
Oh boy.
So yes, welcome to Season 2, Episode 3, Red Sky. And you can probably tell from the episode title, it's not going to be a fun one. I mean, it's not going to be fun for our characters. I personally am going to have great fun, and I hope you do as well. But, I mean, I've often been accused of being sadistic, so there's that too. Anyway, who remembers what happened last time?
Let's see, last time we went chasing after a Crusade warship whose location we had gleaned from a Borg friend we made in the vault.
Yes.
Which is exciting.
Super exciting.
We went after the ship after discovering that they were hiding out in a black hole cluster.
Which is just lovely.
Which is just peachy. One second, let me go pull my notes up real quick.
Notes are good.
Yeah, the Nightingale, along with a Federation starship and a Romulan Daredex.
The Leibniz and the Coronax, respectively. Yeah.
Yes. When in investigating the possibility of that Crusader ship. And lo and behold, our Romulan friends end up turning out to be the red shirt of the group.
Yes,
We
well,
we found the Crusade warship. They launched a torpedo and blew up the Daredex in one shot.
Yep.
This is what is known as a bad thing in the industry.
traditionally, yes.
And then for more than the normal reasons of, oh shit, they just blew up a DD, the singularity implosion from typical Romulan destroyed ships seemed to have some sort of cascade effect with the surrounding black holes and started drawing them all in towards us, which was exciting,
Oh, yeah.
forcing a brief moment of cooperation between the Nightingale, the Leibniz, and the Crusade warship.
Indeed.
In a joint effort to get out, which apparently may have included a brief trip through the Crusade's home plane dimension realm,
Indeed.
which was
It's, unnerving.
empty. Yeah. Fortunately, we made it out to the other side, and apparently they were a little worse for wear on that one. The Crusade was, which was yay, good news.
Very worse for wear.
Bad news. Bad news. So was everyone else.
Well, you had your fine science officer handling the deflector like a fine-toothed machine.
And then your captain blew it out.
And then it blew up. Yep.
Yeah.
Because that is traditional at this point.
It has become an in-joke that the Nightingale's deflector is one of the most finicky pieces of equipment in Starfleet.
Despite being the most versatile piece of equipment in Starfleet.
Yep. You should probably get that fixed at some point. Just when you have a chance, just go in, tell them to strip the whole thing out and put a new one in.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I figured they did that when we got our refit.
I mean, dismantling an entire deflector assembly and putting a new one in is fairly major stuff.
Fair enough.
They had other things to worry about. But yes, you towed the Leibniz back to the Akanar system, actually, for repairs.
Where another Fed ship can take over, towing them to more friendly space.
Exactly.
Indeed. And you had just gone through some more exciting debriefings.
Yes. And apparently there's a problem.
Yeah.
The said Crusader ship has apparently taken a Romulan colony hostage.
Indeed. And apparently, you're the only ones who can fix this. And that
Even though we kind of caused it.
Yes, well.
Eh.
So, you have the lovely Commander Tiara Jarok on the line, explaining why everything's broken. And I believe, Captain, that is your cue.
All right. What information can you give us on the system, Captain? Commander.
The system's named Corvus Tertia. It's some distance away from here. Problem is that our agent on the ground has confirmed that the Crusaders are threatening to annihilate the entire colony if anyone comes in to try to rescue them. And apparently, certain intelligence briefings from Phoenix have leaked. Which means that everyone concerned is currently accusing everyone else of being infiltrated by the Crusaders.
Oh,
It's not good. And no one is really willing to take the risk of sending a ship in which could be potentially infiltrated. Worst case scenario, they might even end up expanding their fleet. Blackthorn might not have been particularly dangerous, but it was still a wild card in this conflict. We don't need that showing up again. But you, Nightingale, has had the most success of anyone and the most consistent interactions with the Crusade. General consensus is that if you had any significant level of infiltration, it would have shown up by now.
well,
So you are probably clean. And that's the only one that anyone trusts to actually go in and deal with this.
that's flattering, I suppose.
Do we have any information on the forces they have present on the ground?
Our agent wasn't able to send much, but it's a fair bet that they have they have a decent number of ground troops, several dozen at the very least.
Have we learned anything about their physiology that might be able to assist us?
We do have one lead. It is possible to disable their armor by using certain types of dampening field. It doesn't seem to last. They seem to be able to adapt out of it, but if you can drain the power out of the suit, then it takes them a few minutes to be able to regenerate and come back online. We're not sure whether that also applies to ships. But according to your report, that cruiser should be heavily damaged anyway.
I almost wished we still had the torpedo launchers.
Well, out of character thing. We still have torpedo launchers. It's just we don't have the special torpedo mission pod.
So, we're going to a system, very little information. We have a dampening field. Do we have any ETA on when they're going to be fully functional?
You just don't know enough about Crusader technology. But based on the reports which our agent gave, that warship has been placed into the dry dock facility. Evidently, they plan to be there for a while.
Now, whether they can make sufficient use of Romulan technology for their own technology is another thing.
That could also be a delaying factor. Captain, we're getting an incoming transmission from Starfleet. Admiral Janeway on the line.
Commander, it looks like I have to go. I will send a communique once I am underway.
Good luck, good luck, Captain. I think we're going to need it.
Put the Admiral on screen, please.
Captain Bong. Seems like it never rains, but it pours. I assume that you've been briefed on the situation in Corvus Stratia.
I was just speaking to Commander Tiara Jirok.
I just finished speaking with Sela, which was a charming meeting, as I'm sure you can imagine. But I do agree with her assessment that, unfortunately, you are the best suited to handle it. We will try and have some form of backup ships in the area, but just by the nature of everyone's distrust currently, if it does come to a fight, you'll be on your own for a while. As it is, you have two mission objectives here. The first is to rescue that colony and ensure that they're no longer under threat. The second is to try and work out what the Crusaders' next move is. You managed to open a dialogue with them, even briefly, in your last encounter. But from the sound of it, and based on my own instincts, the diplomatic solution is probably not going to work here. If that's the case, then we need to make sure that they're no longer one step ahead.
Orders received. Do you have any guidance?
Yes. Our engineers have been working on something based upon the data that we received from the vault. I'm transmitting a particular alteration to your structural integrity field. If we're right, then it should block their ability to detect you at long ranges. I'm not sure how. It might only work once, but it should give you the edge that you need here.
All right, transmit it. I'll send it down to our engineering department and see what we can do with it.
Good luck. Good luck, Captain. And if it's any comfort, we're getting a lot. I'm pulling every string that I have to assemble reinforcements to be able to throw into the area. I have a feeling that they may soon be needed. Janeway out.
Your thoughts, Nas?
Oh, this is a very interesting tactical problem.
That's one way of putting it.
Would you do the honors of assembling the command crew in conference room A? I'll be there in just a few moments.
I'll assemble everyone, Captain. I'll see you there.
Captain, I received the schematics from Starfleet, and the Talonus has also sent a secure transmission through. It appears to be a communications frequency.
Activate the frequency.
What comes through is apparently a pre-recorded message. And I need to find. Here we go. From a Romulan voice. This is Moldoth. I can confirm the Crusaders are here. What? They are in orbit. They've landed troops on the ground, and they've begun rounding people up. From the sensors which I've been able to use indicate that they have heavy damage and that they are attempting to repair it. But you need to be careful. They're taking no chances. They've flooded the area with jamming signals. This is the only frequency I could find which could possibly punch through. When you arrive here, use this frequency, and I will be able to communicate with you. Moldoff out.
Out of character thing, real quick, is Moldoff, I assume, the agent on Corvus?
That's correct, yes.
And how do you spell that? I'd like to get that down in my notes.
Muldoth.
Thank you.
So, I believe that takes us through to the conference room.
Yep.
Unless anyone has anything to do.
Yep.
Naza's going to assemble everyone in the conference room.
All right, I will be right back. Dog knocked the band-aid off a cut. I will return shortly.
Okay.
And where's... do you have an idea where this Corvus system is on the map? By the between the Mu and Alpha Pictoris?
More or less, yes.
Okay.
Okay. We assuming everybody just sitting there waiting.
Yeah, we got a quick pause because Ten had to take care of something real quick. And if any Starfleet reinforcements were to show up, it would take them a while just to get to us.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be fun.
Naturally.
Okay, back.
Cool.
All right, with everyone assembled, I basically run down what we learned from both the Admiral and the Commander, and open the floor to thoughts.
I've made some minor improvements to my viral matrix deflector pulse. We should still be able to have an effect on the Crusader ship if it comes to needing it.
Do we have more details on this structural integrity frequency that has been given to us?
I just received the file and sent it down to engineering.
Alright, I'll be sure to give it a good study when we're done here. Even though I can't say I'm looking forward to going into combat with them again.
Well, we might have an advantage. As far as we know, they're still heavily damaged.
The reports we've received is that they've moved their ship into the Romulan dry dock facilities, so that would back up the observed damage we saw.
I know this isn't very Starfleet of me, but I'm kind of wishing we took him out when we had the chance.
You're not alone there.
I won't disagree with the sentiment, though I'm not sure the tactical advantage was as one-sided as it may have looked. Given the first shot they fired, I will admit to some concern at their weaponry. We need a better defense against those phasing torpedoes.
Indeed. Some kind of phasic shields. Sounds nice.
Well, that might be what the Admiral sent us, so I'll definitely have to study what we got.
Well, what the Admiral sent us says is something to do with our structural integrity field, but it could contribute.
It could stop it from phasing through the hull, I guess. I don't know. I have to.
Something I'll remind you is you actually developed countermeasures to these weapons back when Cecina fired one at you. There's no guarantee that the Romulan Warbird had that shield modification.
True.
So they may have been unlucky, they may have not had the modification, or the actual Crusader weapons may actually just be that powerful. There's a few possibilities.
And there was also the fact that they took that took the Cornex by surprise with that first shot.
There was definitely that as well.
But so for I'll turn more directly to Vinton. If you can like somehow improve upon those shields that you developed while we were helping the Romulan negotiations, we should be in a better position to stand up against the Crusaders. That, in addition to the structural integrity enhancement that the Admiral sent us, should provide a good buffer against them.
That's true, and we got a lot more information now. I might be able to enhance them.
Agreed.
All right. Get your teams prepared. Take a look at that data we have. See if we can get the shields ready for the possibility of taking another one of those multi-phasic torpedoes. Let's get underway.
Aye, sir.
Understood, Captain. And I also assume, by what's been said, I don't go to my operations station. I go straight to engineering.
Alrighty. So, in that case, Ventot, I'll ask from you to get a control engineering check.
Wait, 1 moment.
And this will be a difficulty of 1.
Okay, what will I check again? Sorry,
Actually,
I
no.
opened the sheet.
Difficulty of 2.
Difficulty of 2. What attributes? Engineering and what?
Control.
Okay, I already have that set. Good. Difficulty of 2.
May want to double click those just in case, because you know how ficky the character sheets are.
Yes, well.
Okay. So task roll 2 dice.
Okay, so you do actually get an assist from the Nightingale. This would be... let's go structure engineering. So that's actually also set.
Oh, you want me to do that?
Nah, I got it.
Okay.
Oh,
That's the thing. Alright, because this is kind of a plot thing, I will allow you to succeed at a cost. So I'll just go ahead and eat 2 threat. But yes, you managed to get the... It's a little complicated and it takes longer than you'd necessarily like. But you do work out how to get the structural integrity field modifications online, which it appears that they should work to deflect certain types of sensor emissions. You basically have a stealth field around the ship. And I mean, it's not amazing, and if they really try to scan for you, they'll probably find you. But in terms of getting the jump on someone, it should help. Go ahead, give me another control engineering roll.
does he have the same difficulty?
Yes. Alright. Cool. And the ship. Alright, that gets you up to 4 momentum. So, structural integrity field was kind of messy, but fine-tuning your shield modifications, I mean, that's something which you developed. You feel much more comfortable with that, and you're reasonably sure that you should be able to take a hit without the torpedo just phasing through to something vital.
Awesome.
Probably still won't be particularly fun, but you should manage.
So basically, we're not going to see us blown up on the first shot.
Correct. Alrighty. Is there anything else that anyone else wants to get done before you arrive?
Mm-mm.
Not I.
Not sure. I'm not sure.
Do I want to at least report that we should not blow up on the first shot? and
That's probably not a
the
bad
circle
idea.
field? What's that?
It's probably not a bad idea.
Okay. Alright. Engineering to the captain. Engineering to the captain.
Ten.
Yes.
Oh, there you are.
What was that?
Engineering to the captain.
It's Captain.
I wanted to inform you that we have implemented all necessary adjustments to the structural integrity field and the shield grid. The structural integrity field changes have given us a slight stealth advantage. if they come searching for us, they'll find us, but they might not see us approaching. And the shield's been enhanced so that we won't blow up on the first shot. First shot with torpedo.
Very good. Let's get underway then.
Understood. I'm returning to the bridge.
Alrighty. Deck, you got anything for us?
I
think this
I'll
might
just
be
paraphrase. Organized strike teams, like set up a few teams that we can beam down as necessary or beam aboard as necessary.
Yep.
I'm definitely tempted to break out the phaser rifles because we know this is going to be short and sharp, but I remember it being rather expensive.
Um,
Isn't that only expensive for player or away team members?
it's a lot more expensive for player away teams. NPC stuff, I'm willing to waive that in this particular circumstance. Because a lot of the prices for this sort of thing are, I mean, it's literally called opportunity cost and escalation.
Right.
So you're using the opportunity now, which means I don't really need to charge you momentum at this point. And I may charge you threat later on when you deploy them, but right now you don't have to worry about that.
Could the whole breaking out the phaser rifles be considered creating an advantage of sorts?
No, not really. I will. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
All right.
For now, I'm happy to take that as red.
Okay. Nels will definitely pick up a rifle for herself, though.
Yeah, I would say have security teams deployed throughout the ship in case they send boarders.
That'd be bad.
So secure the bridge, engineering.
Basically, to secure the starship.
Sure, but I'm trying to prioritize.
Yeah, obviously with vital areas being the more priority.
All right. Well, if you want to just make sure you're equipped with a rifle now, that will cost you 1 momentum and 2 threat. But I'll just happily let you keep it for the rest of the episode.
Okie doke. That sounds for me. Right. That sounds good to me.
Okay. Put 2, 2, 3, and 12. Alrighty. Well, you're pushing the engines a little bit. Just time is of the essence. But you arrive soon enough towards the edge of the system, and you take a look around. Pharrell, let's get some sensor checks going.
Okay, sorry, I had to take care of something. I heard something about sensor checks.
Yep, you've arrived in the system. Reason plus science, and someone rolls senses plus science for the ship.
Alrighty. Anything that might add to my difficulty, or is it just a standard sweep?
There would be, but you have advanced sensors, so no.
Fair enough. Thank you, Sensor Pod.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's helped you out a bunch. It's really helpful last episode, actually, because that was a nightmare.
Yeah.
So one success for the ship.
Nice.
Like I was having a hell of a good rolls last session. Now that I say that. Ah!
That's cool. That gets you up to 6 momentum. Alright. So, yes, you can confirm the presence of a very familiar warship in orbit of the 4th planet of the system. You can also definitely pick up a lot of communications jamming filling the area around that planet. And they don't want anyone communicating out.
Would they have deployed fighters for protection, or if the ship has that capability anyway?
That's the only ship you can detect.
Okay. I'm detecting our old friend in orbit, along with a communication jamming field.
All right. We're taking this nice and easy. Let's try and approach from the other end of the system.
Yes, sir. Let's see, where is our friendly helm officer? There you are. Alright, so this is going to be Control Con. Cool. There we go. And we're going to need engines security, I think. Actually, no, engines con makes more sense.
I will roll for the ship. Oh,
Nice. Alrighty, that is not what I meant to do. Alright, so, yeah, that actually puts you 2 momentum over. So you...
can we spend momentum to create an advantage?
That's what I'm about to suggest. So you cruise comfortably towards the planet, using all the tricks, low emission bursts, all this kind of thing. And well, let's see just how unlucky you are. All right, so this is going to be stairs.
Oh.
All right. Nope, they have not detected you, as far as you can tell.
I'm reading no signs of detection from the Crusader ship, Captain.
All right, very good. Nas, what's your suggestion for the approach?
We have 2 options. We can assault the ship in orbit and attempt to destroy it, or attempt to take out their ground forces first. We'll have to deal with both of them eventually. It's more a matter of priority.
If I may, Captain, could we try to take on both obstacles at once?
That would be possible. Splitting our forces would be interesting.
Main risk there is if you get boarded, then you'll have fewer resources to fight them off.
Yeah.
And
Let's
given
see
that
what our
these
contact.
are... sorry, go on.
Let's see what our contact on the ground has to say. That frequency that we added before we embarked, bring it up.
Aye, Captain. Frequency open. Channel is secure.
Alright, you will have to break through some jamming.
Oh. So, yeah.
Let me just double check I have this right. I think this is just a straight difficulty increase.
Would this be like a science control thing on my part or something?
It's engineering, actually.
Oh, whoops. I'll probably let Ventot handle that then.
Frequency, signal jamming. Alright, so yes. This is a control plus engineering task, assisted by communications. Hold on. Communications plus engineering. And the difficulty is going to be 2.
Okay.
Well, oddly enough, we got 2 extra momentum to spare.
I mean, you're sitting on 6.
What happened to the 2 extra?
You have to spend, if you go over the limit, then you have to spend it on that roll, and you spent it on the advantage, on the stealth advantage to get you this close. So you're sitting at 6.
Okay.
So who's doing the roll, me or him?
You.
Yeah, it's an engineering roll, so that's
Okay.
probably wise.
I'm going to take a momentum to get up to 3 die.
Okay.
Let me check. You said the difficulty was 2.
Difficulties 2.
Okay. Will computers work here for a focus?
Bit of a stretch.
Okay.
It's like, well, you're trying to break through the interference or whatever.
Okay. Do I have a
And
talent?
then a control.
Well, I'm still using all fingers and thumbs, so we'll have a extra bonus momentum after this thing, I guess.
Yep. And commerce plus engineering for the ship.
And I'm being assisted by sensors, right? Or just communications?
Communications.
Okay,
Yeah, because
so
we're trying to.
tech expertise doesn't work. Okay, alright. So I'll go with my task roll of 3.
Yep.
No
You do cautious engineering.
focuses. And of course, if we do well, we get an extra momentum. Or is that regardless?
It's if you succeed, you get the bonus.
Okay. Rolling.
Nice.
Probably one of my best rolls.
And
Oh no.
all right. Well, you do have cautious, so you can re-roll that.
Cautious.
Well, hang on. Wasn't that supposed to be our starship rolling, not the internal sun?
Yeah. The label is just literally from a drop-down menu.
Okay.
It doesn't represent what I'm actually rolling from.
Okay.
I like to try and change it, but sometimes I forget.
Mhm.
So congratulations. That is a total of 5 successes.
Oh, nice.
Which is difficulty of 2, so that's a total of 3 successes. 1 goes into the pool, so that's effectively 3 successes left over.
Okay. So what can we do with those?
Big one is probably throw an advantage on there to make sure that the Crusade doesn't pick it up.
Let's do that.
Yeah, secure the.
Encryption is lovely.
Yeah.
It's not so much about encryption as hiding the signal, but close enough.
Hmm.
Anyway, yes, you have the signal open.
And now is where Pharrell says channel open and line secure.
All right. Broadcasting in.
And the guy's name was Moldoff.
This is the USS Nightingale responding to your call for assistance.
There's a pause for a time. Acknowledge Nightingale. This is Moldoff. It's very nice to hear a friendly voice.
What can you tell us about the situation on the ground?
It's not good. Most most of the city has been rounded up. Outlying settlements have been more or less untouched, but there's regular overflights with their ground vehicles. Everyone's staying indoors and hiding out.
Do they have a central location?
Yes, they've commandeered the Central Military Command. I'd say that they must have around 400 people locked up in there.
Do you have any information what they're doing in the dry dock?
I've attempted to access the dry dock's maintenance logs, but I don't have many details. As far as I can tell, they mainly seem to be feeding raw material, feeding raw metal and energy, and drawing a lot of power out of the dry dock.
Are there any vulnerabilities in the dry dock that we can exploit?
You're kind of low there, 10.
Sorry, mic moved. Are there any known vulnerabilities in the dry dock that we can use to exploit?
The dry dock itself is relatively enclosed and well armored. It was designed to be able to shield vessels from attack while they were being repaired. But that does go both ways. If you approach them, they will not be able to fire at you unless you approach from head on.
Are there any software vulnerabilities we could exploit?
Potentially. But I do have an idea which might help you out from down here. There's an old Talshia monitoring post in the city here. It's been abandoned, and I'm fairly sure that the Crusade doesn't know about it. But it should be possible to punch out enough static from that to render everything on the surface and in orbit virtually blind. It won't last for long. They'll track it down rapidly, but it could give you an edge.
Do you have schematics or information of the facility?
I do. Stand by. Receiving schematics now, Captain.
Send them to Commander Bazan's station. All right,
Alrighty.
Moldoff. Think we will dispatch a team to investigate that Tal Shiar listening post.
I'll attempt to meet you there. I have the access codes you'll need to get in.
Nightingale out.
We'll need to mask our transporter a signal if we are to remain undetected by the Crusader ship, Captain.
You also have shuttles.
We have many shuttles.
Fair point.
You have an expanded shuttle bay, which I'm not sure you've used since episode 1.
No? Yeah.
To be fair, we haven't had much need for it just as of yet.
Now, as you want to take a look at those schematics?
Why, yes, I do.
Alrighty. That will be a reason security check, please.
No, I don't think any focus would apply here.
Not really.
Yeah.
This is going to be a difficulty of 1. It's not too difficult.
Okie doke. Hey.
Good enough. Yeah, it's pretty similar to all briefings on Romulan facilities that you've seen before. It shouldn't be too difficult to navigate through to get to the equipment. Remember, you can ask more questions if you spend momentum.
There is one question I can think of, actually. I guess the best way to phrase it is: do we have to? What are our beam in or out, or our best breach points on this station so far?
I'm sorry, on the station?
Yeah.
You mean into the facility?
Yes.
Okay. From what you can see, there are 2 possible access routes. But from what you know of Romulan tactics and design, one of those is going to be the bolt hole, which means it's going to be a lot more difficult to get into than out of.
The bolt hole?
The back door, basically. Designed as an emergency exit if your front door is under siege or something.
Do we have any more momentum for questions, or that is the only one you can do? Oh, crap. Did it again. Can you hear me?
Yeah, okay.
I forgot to bring my mic back down. Does he have any more questions he can ask?
You can ask as many questions as you have momentum.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to
There's no
throw this
limit.
out there if you want to use it or not, but considering it's Tal Shar, should we be concerned for booby traps?
Oh, I kind of figured that might be a given. Just wondering how many of them have been tripped by the Crusade.
I mean, according to Moldov, he doesn't think that they know that the facility is there, so.
They
They
just
just hate.
So, is the team going to be shuttling there or transporting there?
And in terms of access, there's a place that you could potentially set down a small shuttle, like one of your
Like
Type
a, like a,
sevens.
one
or
of your
Type 9?
lines could
Yeah.
just slip down into one of those alleyways. It'd be a little tight, but it would definitely be possible. It would potentially be spotted, depending upon Crusader patrol paths.
I thought there was just that one ship in orbit for right now.
There's that one
Because
ship in orbit,
data
but they are
privacy is terrible.
ground forces.
Yeah, it's the getting down there is easy. It's when you actually get to the city and are touching down that you might get spotted.
Oh, so this Telshar post is on the planet's surface?
That's correct. Yes.
Oh, sorry. My impression was that it was a listing post in orbit or something.
Mm-mm.
But anyway, shuttlecraft Hemingway should be perfect for this.
Okay, I got a quick question. Do we have
Mm-hmm.
any non-Federation shuttlecraft aboard?
No.
Okay, I thought I had a big memory that we had like a Romulan shuttlecraft or something.
Nope.
Not that I know of.
You picked someone up in a Romulan shuttlecraft, but they took it back.
Yeah, that was when we were going to aid Viranet.
Yeah.
But in terms of like shuttles, keeping the shuttle still stealthy, could it be given the same like structural integrity enhancements that the Janeway gave to the ship?
Oh yeah, pretty easily. Like I said, getting down to the surface is the easy bit. It's
Taking off.
not even that. It's about the fact that you're flying a shuttle over a city, which is
Because it still
occupied
can be
by-
seen by people who are on the ground. If you can see if
Yeah.
you have to fly over the city.
I mean, it is night down there at the moment, which will help, but well, it'll theoretically help. You don't know what their night vision's like.
Well, if it is night down there, you could just make the shuttle come in like it was just a shooting star or something.
Oh yeah, there's definitely possibilities. It's just what kind of detection risk you want to go with. You can either go with the risk of the transport beam being detected, or the risk of the shuttle being spotted.
To just throw in there, I would think if they took a transporter beam, they could probably find the ship.
Yep.
Well, there's also if we were to go with the transporting the team down, there would also be the possibility of being able to mask the transporter signal, which I would think will add to the difficulty.
Mm-hmm. There's ways to mitigate those different risks for each. It's just a question of which risk you want to go with.
Yeah.
And the nice thing about the shuttle is if you do get down there, then you have a backup plan for getting out. And if you need a little bit of fire support, then the phaser emitters on a Type 9 are still pretty decent for that.
Yeah.
Moldov did say that they have their own ground vehicles floating around, which could be a little bit more formidable, even with phaser rifles. But gonna need an answer from you guys. Time's of the essence here.
I would say this would be up to the captain and or Nas to decide, since they're the most senior officers here.
Mm-hmm.
Nas, what's your preferred insertion method? We can go either way.
Are you away from your mic again, 10?
Nas, what's your preferred insertion method? We can go either way.
I would prefer the shuttlecraft.
Alrighty. One shuttlecraft.
Oh, crap.
If I might suggest, sir, we also could work on the transporter option for at least to have emergency VB mount available.
I agree, Captain.
Other than
That
the fact
would
that,
be up to you
like-
on the Nightingale.
other
I mean, in terms of emergency beam out, at that point, we don't need to worry about being detected, so that's just making sure we have a transporter room ready.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if we have to beam them out and leave the shuttle, the ship has already sailed that we're going to get them out undetected.
Probably also be a good idea to have an engineer on the ground.
Yeah, I was going to suggest that Vintod go along just to help maintain that special structural integrity field on the shuttle.
Well, I have
Also
a
just-
few
In addition to whatever
focuses.
help they need on the ground.
I have some very interesting focuses that could actually help with this mission.
You are did actually working on main facilities, so you have a lot of things to draw on here.
You are uniquely qualified for this.
So yeah, let's have Nas and Ventot take a strike team down.
Alrighty. Type 9 is a little cramped.
How many in this team do you want? So you got Nas and Vintod. Do you want like two others?
I'd say, Nas, Ventot, and two officers, or two security officers would probably fill out the small strike team fairly well.
Yeah. Okay, that won't be too cramped, but yeah.
And we get the first mission between Nas and Vintot. This should be interesting.
Alright. Yes, that's a little tight in a Type 9, but I'll allow it.
Yeah. I mean, we have seen on Voyager that the shuttlecraft can fit at most a half dozen people. Part tight.
Yeah, just about.
But there's also the episode of which they decide they need to build a Delta Flyer.
Yeah. Well, that's what gave way to that, but yeah.
Alrighty. Shuttlecraft Hemingway. Time for you to do your thing.
Question. Who's piloting?
You and Nas can probably pilot.
Not very well. Basically,
We might just add
you take
a third person to stay with the shuttle, like the pilot. Just an idea I thought of.
in terms of fitting people on there, you can either take two security officers or a security officer and a helm officer.
Yeah, because don't forget you got a big hulking Gorn with you.
Mm-hmm. By the letter of the law in Star Trek Adventures, Type 9 shuttle has a crew of 2 plus 1 passenger. So I'm already stretching it to allow 4, but
Oh.
Either way, that is your choice.
I would say probably the seat's better size for me, I guess, to be able to try and pilot.
What's your con like?
1. And Nas is 2.
So I would say
Yeah.
I would say Nas should probably pilot.
Agreed.
Shoot, I was
I'm
gonna
a
say
pooping
just
with my stick.
go for the helm officer.
certainly an
Huh?
option.
Oh yeah, you can definitely probably have Albrin Shaw as
Well, if I understood it right, if we take the helm officer, we got to take away a security guy.
yeah. Which do you want to do?
My recommendation is take Nas, Ventot, and Helm Officer, and maybe the extra security officer if we can. Otherwise, Nas, Ventot, and Helm.
Yep, I'll allow a red shot.
And you'll also have Moldoth on the surface to help you out as well.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Alright.
Let's do this.
I should probably pull up a Starfleet security officer. There we go. Alright. So let's go ahead and that is what?
Hmm?
Roll20 just did something very odd. Don't worry about it. Alrighty. Oh.
What?
You rolled as a nightingale.
So that's 0 successes from your shuttle and your helm officer.
Ah.
Oh my god. Wow.
Oh dear.
Oh god.
You
We
guys.
were doing so
What are
well.
these-
You were doing well. It was amazing, and then it was terrible.
At
well,
least
that's the thing.
we don't have a complication, that's for damn sure.
It's a failure, so maybe not so much.
Yeah.
Alright, now, this is going to be succeed at a cost. So do you want the complication or do you want the threat?
Give him threat or take a complication. What do you think, Nas?
I haven't dealt in a lot of complications, actually.
Do you want to do a complication instead of him giving him threat?
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Okay, let's
Well-
take a complication. Hope nobody dies.
The Hemingway zips down to the surface, seemingly unnoticed. It's dark, and the city has far fewer lights on than it feels like it should. And there's definitely also smoke rising here and there, general signs of violence. You're just looping around away from the main occupied sections when you spot a small aircraft. It's very small. It's actually smaller than the Hemingway.
Oh wow. This is like a drone or something?
Looking at it, it's you know what it is? It's akin to a Star Wars speeder in terms of scale.
You mean like speeder from like the Battle on Hoth?
I mean even smaller than that, but yeah, more or less.
Oh, I see.
This is
That kind of
Luke
speeder.
Speeder. Tatooine's little car.
that kind of thing, yeah. It's likely some kind of patrol vehicle. It doesn't fire at you, but you have a very nasty feeling that it might have spotted you. So you probably have less time than you'd like. But you managed to land on the surface without incident.
Fun.
And the facility is just a couple of streets over. Do you want to leave your helm officer with the shuttle?
Yeah, I think that would work best.
All right. He's
Just
looking.
that-
He's looking a little nervous. What should I do if I'm found, sir?
Take off.
Like at the very least, you can provide an aerial distraction.
Yes, sir. Let's just hope it doesn't come to that. Alrighty.
Another quick question I just thought about. What kind of gear do we have on, or are we just in our basic uniforms and specialty kits?
Nas has a rifle.
We all share a rifle, if I understand it.
Naz has paid for a rifle. If you want a rifle, Bentop, then you'll have to pay for that.
Okay.
Security officer, I'll give you a discount. Actually, what's the official price to give security officer a rifle?
Because I was wondering with me, I might have a combat engineering kit or something. I know something kind of like, I don't know, something a combat engineering something that's helpful with combat, I guess.
I would say just a specialized engineering kit.
Yeah,
That's a little bit more. That's more broad.
That's pretty much your standard issue. It's one threat to give the security officer a phaser rifle, by the way. So I'm assuming you'd like to do that. Nice.
Yes.
Would you like to give the security officer a phaser rifle?
Yes, that's what I meant by yes, sorry.
It didn't come through.
Oh. Sorry about that.
Is A-okay.
Then Todd, do you want a phaser rifle or do you want to stick with the phaser?
I'll stick with a phaser. Because adding the fact that I'm carrying a kit, or I keep saying kit, it's a
kit,
box
yeah,
over my shoulder, whatever you want to call it. Or maybe the big old
That's-
backpack we see in Star Trek Online, I don't know.
You can have a backpack, or you can have a backpack or a kit. We've seen both in the TV series.
Something I will offer to you, Vintot, actually. You'd spend momentum to get a plasma torch.
Okay. Does that sound like a good idea, Nas? Or should we keep our momentum?
What momentum are we at right now?
4.
Well,
Five.
if we
Four
took,
if you spend it.
yeah, 4 if we spend it.
Yeah, I'd say spend it.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Okie dokie.
So in a sense, I might have a secondary weapon.
Yeah. An impromptu weapon, but yeah.
Alright. So, you arrive at what, according to the transmission, should be the Talshio facility.
Oh boy.
It's a warehouse.
Well,
I mean, what would you
it's
expect?
yeah, this is tall. Like they're not going to just say, "Hey," they're not going to say, "Hey, this is a secret police listening post."
Indeed. Oh yes. Wait, no. This one.
Ooh.
Mood music. Out of the shadows creeps a rather worn-looking Romulan, who nods as you approach. You made it.
Yes, although not without some consequence. We have to move quickly.
All right. I have the codes to get through the outer door, but from there, it's going to be harder.
Is it not always so?
He gives you a dry smirk. Taps a few buttons on a keypad, and the warehouse grinds open. You head inside. Door closes behind you. It's a warehouse. But takes you over to the cargo lift, plugs in a few more buttons. It takes you down, and then when the doors open again... Okay, no, this is a Romulan military facility.
What's his name again?
Moldov.
Moldoc?
Moldov.
Moldov, yes.
Moldov, okay. So, Moldov, if you don't mind me asking, how did you know about this place?
He's been an informant before, well, everything collapsed. It's one reason I've been so useful to the convocation.
I see. Do you know if a majority of the equipment down here might actually be operational, or do we need to make some repairs?
As far as I know, this place hasn't been touched in 10 years. But Tal Sharon likes to keep likes to keep their equipment running smoothly. For unlock, it should still be functional. It's not exactly like we need to be precise.
Okay, nods and just continues moving forward with the team.
Alright, Naz.
That
Yes.
What the... Sorry, my Roll20 has become very strange. Let's try reopening your sheet. Okay, there we go. That was a bit weird. Yes, could I get another... Can I get an insight security check?
Sure thing.
And I will actually allow team dynamics here. Just because you're shepherding people who are not necessarily familiar with moving through a potentially unsecure facility.
Fair enough.
Oh,
This is going to be a difficulty of 2.
strong arm, which is +2
Mind if I
damage.
spend,
unarmed,
momentum?
and
Sure.
Okay. Hey!
Alrighty, gets your momentum back. You slowly move through the darkened corridors. It's kind of unsettling on a number of levels because, one, it's a creepy, dark, empty facility. 2, it's a Tal Shiar facility, and God knows what happened here. But 3, it's kind of mournful almost. Because whatever your opinion of the Romulan Star Empire, this place feels like a really good metaphor for what happened to it. It all just sort of fell apart and was abandoned.
We don't talk about what happened to those poor cows.
Those poor what?
Cows.
But you managed to pick out a couple of obvious security traps and guide the team through them. Vindot,
Yes.
let's get some. Let's go for some daring engineering.
All right.
And this is going to be a difficulty of 1.
Okay.
Actually, no, let's go difficulty of 2, but you get your computer focus.
Computers focus, difficulty of 2.
Mm-hmm.
And by care if I roll momentum.
Sure.
So 3 dice and a focus.
Okay.
Hmm.
A complication. Oh wait, cautious.
Cautious, yep.
Good call.
Rerolling the.
That one die.
Yes. 1 die. Yes.
There you go. Back.
Whew.
All right. You work in concert with Nas. This is your first time really working alongside the Big Gorn, and you make a surprisingly good team. You're both very precise, very dedicated to what you're doing, and she looks for traps, and you hack through doors, and it works. Until you finally get to what appears to be the main command center for the facility. This is where the magic happens. This is where you'll be able to turn on all of the jamming, assuming that the equipment still works.
Just because
Well,
he's going
guess it's
non-lethal
time to
doesn't
find
mean
out.
he's going.
Alrighty. I'm going to need some control engineering from you.
Difficulty?
This is going to be a difficulty of 2 again.
Okay.
And let's go with... Yeah, I'll allow troubleshooting.
Okay, it's my focus again. I will risk not taking momentum this time.
Okay.
Just roll 2 rat task roll 2. Ooh!
Ah,
Well, that paid off.
nice. That's your,
Seal 6.
that's your best roll yet, Evan.
That makes up for all of your terrible power generation rolls.
And deflector blowouts.
Yep. So you settle into one of the chairs, just kick the console gently to warm it back up, get the power flowing, and then your fingers just dance. And
You got data fingers.
pretty much.
Well, yeah, that's why you don't see it in Star Trek Online, but in this game, Benzites have 6 fingers on each hand.
Huh. I did not know that.
Really?
Hmm.
Is that unique to Ventot, or is that a...
It's a
Benzite
Benzite.
check.
It should be Benzite. I thought I read this. I'll double check it, but
Hmm.
I read that they should have an extra finger. That's why they have that all fingers and thumbs talent.
Well, you finish typing everything out. And there, it's ready. Just press a button, and everyone within everything within an astronomical unit is going to be deaf, dumb, and blind.
Woohoo!
Shall we do the honors?
Alrighty.
He presses the button.
You press the big button.
Alrighty. And I'll give this one to you for free because you did all the things. This amount of energy output is going to draw attention. The Crusade will work out where the transmitter is, and if they have the capability, which let's face it, they probably do, they will be able to destroy it pretty rapidly. But this is very likely a good half hour to an hour of cover. Get a lot done in that time.
And don't forget, if you potentially got aerial cover with the shuttle.
That you do.
And now we
In
can move.
orbit.
Might be more available to move it around with the sensors now dead.
Mm-hmm. In orbit. Pharrell. You can no longer see anything.
Our
Yeah,
sensors are jammed.
You're basically down to Mark 1 eyeball.
Yeah. Pharrell just leans back from his console like, Captain, I do not know what happened, but I've lost virtually all of my sensors.
Alright, who did it?
All right. What happened?
Was I able to tell what happened right before the sensors went out, or?
Yeah, I mean, the other thing is, this was kind of the plan. So
that basically that was from it was because of the Telshar facility.
Mhm.
I detected a power buildup in the Telshar facility. I would say our away team managed to get the facility running, and I would suspect that a jamming field went up as well.
All right. Can we see if we can get a visual from orbit on the facility?
yeah, it's rough, but you can zoom into the city.
Bringing it up on view screen now, Captain.
All right.
It's gonna be slightly distorted, but we'll have a relative view of it.
All right. With the communications in, this is going to be the best opportunity we have to see if our people are getting out.
Alrighty. Naz. I guess it's probably time to get out.
Oh yes, it is time to go.
Moldov has been rather silent through this, but as you start to exfiltrate, he glances over. So what's the plan now?
Take out the ship.
What about the people on the ground?
You said they are all centrally located?
That's correct. And I have reason to believe that they're feeding on the hostages.
Well, we can't allow that, now can we? Lead us there. We'll rendezvous at the shuttle first. But I suspect we might have to make our way on foot for some part of the journey.
Well, you managed to get back out onto the street easily enough.
Question.
And you're just about to head down the street back towards the shuttle when Moldov pulls you back.
Question.
And yes.
Sorry, as we're going back out, could we be resealing the doors and reactivating the security protocols, so that if the crusade does come while we're gone, they have to deal with those.
Sure. Yep. Give me a control engineering for that. Difficulty 2. And it's a little bit of a stretch, but go for sabotage.
Okay. So you're saying you're gonna let me
Okay.
have that focus?
Yep.
And feel
Alright.
free to use the momentum.
Okay, 3 die.
Nice.
Nice.
That pays itself back. Yeah, everything is nice and tightly locked behind you.
That should offer us some more time.
Well, you get back to the surface. You're just about to head down the streets back towards the shuttlecraft when Moldoth pulls you back, and a Crusader patrol goes past. There's about 6 of them.
This is a foot patrol.
Mm-hmm.
Where are they heading, I guess?
They're heading towards the shuttle.
Hmm.
I would say try to quietly contact your helm officer and tell him to get the hell out of there.
I don't think we can do that. Everything's jammed.
Mm-hmm.
Shit, right. Well,
Do we
hopefully
happen to
we'll-
have a flare gun or anything? I know that might not be useful, but I'm wondering what kind of equipment we might have to warn them.
You could certainly modify a phaser rifle to do a wide dispersal pulse. Just fire that in the air. That would have a similar effect to a fly gun. Of course, it would also cool down every Crusader in the area on you, but
Was there any? Well, before we consider doing that, is there a way that you can like roll for Elbrin to see if he's being observant or not?
well, I mean, it's not Elbron, it's just a...
Oh, I figured you were using him as a support character or something.
no. No, it's just one of the ensigns.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
same thing, just towards the ensign.
He'll get a roll shortly. I'm just working out what you're doing first.
Okay.
We gotta warn him. We gotta find a way to warn him.
We could always just shoot them.
You have that power.
I just hope Moldoth is armed.
Is Moldoth armed?
He has a disruptor pistol.
All right.
Um,
Nas is going to take aim on the. Actually, first things first. Nas is going to gesture for everyone to spread out
Okay.
as much as we can,
And
then open fire.
okay, one thing, is there anything Vintok can do engineering wise? I think he did something like this when we were fighting them before, or he put up a dampening field. The dampening field, yeah, on the group that kind of disabled them temporarily. If we remember when we were fighting Cecina and her friends.
Yeah, you did that. She like
You did that to her. You did that to her pistol. You didn't do it to.
yeah, to
Oh.
nullify the
That's
weapons.
right.
But
You
during,
can certainly
but-
try, but that still counts as a hostile act, and they'll detect it. So you might want to let Nas take the first action.
Okay.
All right.
Boy, I wish I had something like a quantum mortar right now.
Alright, so there's an officer, and there are 5 basic soldiers. Who do you want to shoot for, Naz?
I want to shoot the officer.
Okay. And you're taking aim?
Yes. Fire from
Okay.
ambush.
Go for it then. Control security. You have your hand phaser bonus. And you do have the advantage of ambush. So this is going to be a difficulty of 1.
All right. Control security. Hand phasers. Focus.
Don't forget you got that phaser rifle, so that'll add a little something to that fight.
Yeah. Take aim. What does accuracy do again for weapons?
It means that you get to reroll all of your dice instead of just 1 when you use an aim action.
Fair enough. Okay.
Take a momentum. I got 6.
Well, his difficulty is 1, so...
Yeah. Well, no, you know what? Yeah, I'll spend 1 momentum to get 3 dice.
Alright.
Okay.
Well, there's 1 extra momentum, so we're back up at 6 at least.
You are. Go ahead and roll your damage. Also, let's see.
Ooh.
Ooh.
One, two, so that's 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Yep.
Talk
Alright.
about an opening shot.
Yeah, seriously.
Ambush is fun.
Ambush is in fact fun. Alrighty, yeah, I'll go ahead and spend the shot hits the
Officer.
Crusade officer dead in the torso. He staggers, and there's a massive burn mark. Just the metal slightly melted. Just that was a good solid hit, but he's not down yet.
That was a surprise. That was just a surprise shot, though.
Mm-hmm. All right. Okay. Do you want to maintain the initiative or post over?
Maintain initiative.
Howdy. Cost you 2 momentum. You want to take a turn. You've got Vintot, you've got your security officer, and you
Hold
have...
off.
Yes.
I can try a shot with my phaser, I guess. Charged phaser. What charge? The charge action take a turn?
Charge action. Charge is a minor action, so you can charge or you can aim. Can't do both.
Yeah.
Unless you stack it, so like you do one the turn before and then the other that same turn. You can also spend momentum to burn for extra stuff, so you can spend momentum to do both.
I would say my burn momentum and do both. You guys got a problem with that?
Go ahead.
Okay.
Just make it back.
You shooting at the officer or one of the soldiers?
Is there a wide beam option? Out of curiosity.
There is, in fact, an area shot as one of the options for charging.
Yeah. Pharrell used that one back when we're fighting Cecina.
Oh, would that be better to do a wide shot if I could?
Yeah, that has a chance of hitting multiple targets.
I'm aware of that.
Yep.
There's
Great.
they're pretty tightly packed up. I'm just reminding myself of the rules for. Perhaps this
Okay.
is an area attack. So basically, you get one additional target hit per effect you roll.
Okay. Well, we should first see if it's successful, right?
Yep.
Okay, so obviously none of my focuses are combat based.
Nope.
So,
This is control security. Difficulty of. Yeah, it's still a difficulty of 1 because you're still ambushing.
okay. Oh, if it's a difficulty of 1, God, maybe just do 2. I might not take a momentum for this one then.
And you're using an aim action, so you get to reroll the dice anyway, so probably safe with just.
With the normal 2 die.
Mhm.
Okay. You're going to put that momentum back in, or shoot already? I said no.
Well, I mean, you spent momentum to get the aim and
Oh.
charge.
Okay, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright. Rolling.
Oh!
But I got
Well,
cautious
that's why you
and
aim.
aim. I can roll again.
Cautious
Doesn't-
cautious
yeah,
doesn't
doesn't-
fly, but
Oh.
Yeah.
aim you can reroll one of those
Only one, huh?
Yeah.
because it's not accurate.
Okay. Oh.
Oh!
The laser beam just wings past the Crusader harmlessly.
So I yell out, go, I'm an engineer, not a security officer.
Alrighty.
Well, Pharrell was able to make a good shot when he when he fired back when fighting Cecina.
Alright, Crusade Officer is going to. Let's see, they're going to dive into cover for their miner. And then they're going to open up with their weapon. So this is going to be control security.
If that Helm Ensign did not know there were Crusaders here, he does now.
Yeah, probably. Alrighty. Sure, I'll go ahead and put on the threat. Alright, so this is going to be shooting. Hey, Naz, you heard him.
Why, yes. Yes, I did.
What now?
That
You're
is
not being shot by the Nightingale, that'll probably be rather fatal.
probably.
Wait, what's up?
I rolled using the Nightingale's tag by accident. Okay, so yes, that's a hit. And it gets a threat back. Okay.
That makes me wonder something. If his Nightingale has zoomed in on the facility, could they be seeing this firefight happening on the screen?
Well, with the Talsiar facility up and running, we got just a slightly distorted view of the facility. Is that right?
Yes.
So we may not be able to.
I don't think you're zoomed in enough to be able to see
Fair
Yeah.
enough. I
the
was
was
individual details of a firefight.
I was just wondering if we could suddenly get like a beam shot from the ship or something, but
The shuttle would have to do something for the Nightingale to
Yeah.
really see it.
yeah.
Of course, who knows? The shuttle might take off and use its phasers on people.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm very curious on how destructive a shuttle phaser would be to an individual Crusader.
All right. We got to spend an extra.
Oh, we don't get sound effects for the pistol?
I'm terribly sorry.
We kind of got this.
There's a Vintot shot. And there's your
Very
lacerator shot.
Very nice.
Alright.
So that's 4.
That's 5. I just spent a threat to bump that up to 5, so that is an injury.
To whom?
That's to Nas. Let me just remind myself of the rules for intense. Alright. So, thing about intense weapons, the cost to avoid an injury goes up by 1 per effect. So to avoid that injury will cost you 4 momentum.
Like momentum only? Could he, or could he spend
threat
threat?
as well? I will tell you this is a non-lethal attack. But if you do not avoid it, then you are out of this fight for the rest of the scene.
Oh, so avoid it. This is probably the order of the day.
But
Alright, what do you want to spend? Momentum or threat? Or both?
We got 3 momentum.
Yeah, I'd like to save it for some of our other folks though. So I think spending
the noble.
Threat?
Yeah, 2
Alrighty.
momentum and 2 threat.
2 and 2.
2 and 2, yeah.
Okay. Alrighty. Officer will go ahead and use Experienced Commander. Costs another 2 threat. And then keep the initiative. It's made out of 6 threats. Where are the Crusade soldiers?
Hey, did Nas spend 2 of our momentum and a threat, or?
2 and 2, yeah.
Okay.
Alright. Crusade soldier. Just be glad you don't have any of the big glaive wielders here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Alright. Alright. So this guy is going to take a shot at... This guy's going to shoot the red shirt.
Ooh.
And he just
Oops.
thwacks it.
Alright, so it's not quite over necessarily. Yes. Ooh. Okay, so that's a hit.
Ah. Is he dead?
The Crusade officer pulled it out of the bag with a crit. Alright. So, you know what's coming now? And, yes, the security officer falls limp. Bleeding out of... It's basically got blood running out of most of his orifices. It doesn't look like it's fatal, but he is most definitely unconscious. Crusade officer jumps into cover. Actually, Nas, I'm terribly sorry. I did you a disservice there. Go ahead and roll a challenge dice. 2 challenge dice.
Okay. What? Rolling? Why rolling 1? I said 2.
Because it's stupid. Do it again.
There.
Okay. Yeah, that will cost me an extra threat then. You should have got a cover roll for extra damage resist.
Ah,
So I'll burn the extra threat to make sure that nothing actually does that. Just make things simpler, but I forgot to give you that.
okay.
Alright, it is back over to you guys.
So, Nas is gone, Vintot has gone, our security officer is down. So we're down
11.
to
Letting Moldoff go.
Moldoff and possibly the Helm officer.
Yes, and there's also Captain. Are you just watching for things happening on the surface, or are you going to start making moves on the Eternal Sun?
Keep an eye on the surface for now. I would rather have our engineer on board when we make that move against the Eternal Sun, but if it takes much longer before we hear back from them or see anything, then we're going to make the move.
Okay.
If we're gonna continue keeping an eye on them, should I roll to try and see if I can break through the interference?
You can certainly try. It's not the easiest of rolls. Let's go with that.
Or would that be like an extended task thing?
No, it's just going to be
Difficult roll?
Yeah.
Okay.
okay. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and spend threat to get another die. Okay, cool. Drains a threat. Let's see, do we have
No, I thought you were preparing to give me like stuff to tell me how to roll to.
no, I'm just getting Moldoff's attack out of the
Okay.
way. Which was weedy as hell. Wow.
What now?
Come on, you can do better than that.
Well, he is using a disruptor pistol, but still.
Gonna fund a threat to get some rerolls going. So that's
That was weepy.
alright, that's a bit healthier. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, yeah. Okay, and I'm gonna get 2 dice here. It's 2. Alright, spend another threat. And another one belatedly. Alright. The Disruptor Blast wings out, and the Crusade Officer collapses. Armor breached. Alright. Alright, the Crusaders, the remaining Crusaders, what am I gonna do with you guys?
How many Crusaders are they dealing with again? Like a half dozen?
There are 4 left now.
Okay.
So yes, let's get some shots going. This one's going to shoot at Ventot.
Oh.
Misses. Next one will take another shot at Mars. Misses. Moldoff
Misses.
misses. And that's all of them. Which means we're back to the top.
I was hoping more from our ambush round.
Sorry, what?
I was hoping for more from our ambush round.
I mean, you took out their officer, who took two
Hmm.
pretty solid hits. And he has some unpleasant buffing abilities, so that's something. All his
When do you
soldiers just kind of fluffed it.
when do you want Pharrell to try and break through the interference?
You can do that this round.
Okay.
So you can go ahead and roll for that now if you like.
Alrighty, you tell me what's needed.
I mean, the one thing I will say about that is that you're in the initiative order. So if you take this, then the Crusade will get to go next.
Oh, alrighty. I'll. What do you guys want to do?
Probably suggest Mars goes next, just because you're going to need to recover action.
Fair enough.
Also, you took 5 stress damage.
Ah, yes.
And you dodged an injury, so yeah, you're currently bleeding. As a result of being hit by the lacerator.
Yeah, I think I'll
yes,
just. I think I'll pass on what I want to do because, in addition to the team needs to like survive this, I would also need momentum. If this role that I want to do is as difficult as it seems.
Yeah, it's not going to be particularly easy. So,
Alrighty,
Mars,
so
you dodged an injury. You cannot
Yeah.
dodge another injury until you take a recover minor action.
Okay.
So you might want to do that.
Yeah, so do I have to spend momentum to regain stress, or
is somebody messing with a gun over there or something?
airsoft? Yes.
Okay.
Just remind myself of how the recover action works. Alright. Okay, no, recover is actually a major action, I'm sorry.
I was afraid of that.
So it's difficulty 1 because you're in cover. It's a fitness plus command check. Success means that the character gains 1 additional resistance for each effect rolled on cover dice, and regains the ability to avoid an injury. You may regain stress by spending momentum.
Okay, so fitness command?
Fitness command. You most definitely get endurance.
Yes.
And it's difficulty 1.
Okay. Well, let's give it a shot.
Ooh.
Okay. It's your momentum back.
I will spend 1. I will spend the 1 that I just generated to regain 3 stress,
Okay.
just
you
in
also
case we
buff
get hit
to-
again.
Yeah, you get a buff to your cover resist, and you can dodge injuries again.
Yes.
So you may now, if you so desire, keep the initiative.
I don't think I can do any minor actions at this point.
You can do an aim action, just preparing for next turn.
Yeah, that works.
Or maybe before the start of the next turn. Never mind.
Oh.
Prepare. You can prepare though, so you can charge your phaser.
Is there like
Okay.
some cover you can hide behind?
He's
She's already behind. Yeah. Charge would be nice.
Okay. Yeah. Everyone's in cover at this point. Alright, so Crusaders. I'm gonna go ahead and spend threat. And someone is going to take a shot at Nas.
Oh boy.
Ooh.
These
Oh.
Crusaders are not well at their aim.
Yeah, they're not rolling well. I mean, they're just grunts, which doesn't help, but
Yeah, and they did just lose their officer.
Alright,
Oh, so the officer is dead for short?
Yes,
Sweet.
thanks to you and Moldoth.
yeah,
Bring
Moldoth
the
is
body
not
back.
Moldoth is not firing on stun. So yes. So that guy, in attempting to get a good shot, actually steps out of cover. So he's stupid.
Oh.
Next.
Anyone but me.
Venta?
Bento, do you want to take a shot at that damn fool?
I can take a try.
I mean, he's practically standing out there waving his arms to be shot at.
Oh, let's do it then. Can I do a charge?
You can in fact do a charge.
What?
You can do a charge.
Without taking momentum?
Yep, it doesn't cost you anything. You only have to
Okay.
spend momentum if you want to aim as
Okay.
well.
No aim. We'll just charge and fire.
Alrighty.
Please, Lord, do not let the phaser explode in my hand. Alright, where's my... Okay. So, difficulty is 1?
2.
2?
It's 2 now.
2, okay. Oh, okay.
Actually... Yeah, no, it's 2.
Okay. I don't want to take the last momentum. Can I burn a threat?
You have that power.
Anybody have a problem with that? To give me an extra dice?
Do
Go
what you
for it.
gotta.
Okay. So I am taking a third dice for threat. What's the attributes again? Sorry.
Control security.
Make sure I'm still on that. Okay, I am. Okay.
There you go. That's a hit. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Okay, I remember how. Okay, so how do I do this? I've been a while since I fired a weapon.
You scroll down to the bottom,
Mm-hmm.
and you'll see you've got Type 2 phaser there. Just hit the Starfleet chevron next to it.
Don't have to change the number or anything.
Mm-mm. Okay. That's not great. Magic number when it comes to doing damage is 5. That's 2 damage. You are hitting 2 targets, which is something.
I thought he was just shooting at that one Crusader that was just standing out in the open.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
You use charge. Are you not using area shot?
I didn't say. I was just saying charge, not area. I was pointing directly to one standing out in the open. I wasn't planning for an area shot.
Oh, okay. Charge gives you one of several effects, and area is one of them.
Oh.
So, hold on. Let me... So... charge. You may give a weapon area, intense, piercing, or vicious. Vicious is more damage, piercing is armor penetration, area is goes without saying.
Okay, I
and
need to change the
intense.
quality name in there. I didn't see that. Okay. My quality says charge. Let's change it to vicious if I can. Do I need to re-roll them?
No. That's the thing. Charge means that you can pick which effect you want before
Oh,
you roll.
vicious.
Okay, so that's 3 damage there.
Okay.
Like I said, the magic number is
5.
5. And I can tell you that these guys have a resist of 2, so you'll need an effective 7 damage. What you can do, because that was a pretty awful roll, you spend 1 momentum or threat to re-roll as many dice as you like. So that's 4 dice, which are doing nothing there. So 1
4
momentum
dice
or
on
threat.
the 4 dice on the weapon.
Correct. No. If you want to roll on the weapon, then put that to 1.
To 1. Okay.
Yeah.
Guys got a problem if I try that again?
Shoot.
Before burning a threat? Another threat?
That sounds fine to me.
Alright.
Alright, there you go. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The Crusader falls over, sparking. Also, I'd suggest not taking the charge off there, just because otherwise you're probably going to forget that it's a thing.
Oh. Come on, go back. Charge. Okay.
Alright, so, 2 Crusaders down, 3 to go.
Another quick question.
Yes.
Okay, we did say I'm also carrying a plasma torch.
You do.
What kind of range does that have, or that's something I gotta get directly behind somebody to use it
That
against somebody?
plasma torch is like very close range.
It's a cutting tool.
Okay. So technically, if I really wanted to use that to cut through one of their armors, I had to be right up on them.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Not sure I want to do that just yet.
Well, seems how we don't got any like glaive or pike people, it's unlikely you'll be able to use it.
Yeah, and I'm not sure I'd recommend trying to use an improvised melee weapon against someone with one of those honking big halberd things.
Yeah.
But could he improvise it as an explosive?
Oh.
Alright,
Because that would make a pretty big boom.
Yeah. Could you do that, Laz?
sorry, say again?
Could Vinton improvise the plasma torch as a impromptu explosive?
No, not really.
And I was going
Oh.
to say that would
It'd be you have to put in more or less the same effect as to overloading a phaser, and the phaser would probably be more effective.
Oh, fair enough.
and also I would say the sound of that type of explosion would attract every other crusader to that area.
Well, you're in a gunfight in the streets. Like, there's no surprise at this.
Like they're not being attracted already?
Well, they
Oh my
What
god!
is wrong with these guys? My God.
Good.
Well, what I was saying though, they can't call for help. It's a big city, I imagine, at least, and they can't necessarily hear a firefight on the other side of the city.
Did he just shoot himself in the foot?
No, but
They may as well
that's,
have.
I'm gonna take that as a morale break. Unless you guys want to chase them, the remainder are just gonna bug out and take their injured colleague with them.
We mostly just wanted to secure the shuttle, so I'm actually okay
The
letting them run.
segways.
Alrighty. So you get a few shots going past you as you cover their retreat, but they are otherwise out of there. Your element of surprise is gone, but congratulations, you can get back to the shuttle and take your red shirt with you.
Hopefully he'll make a recovery.
Well, let's give a doctor something to do next week.
Yes, well. Okay. The shuttle pilot is understandably unnerved, and was just about to take off without you, but you can in fact board again if you wish. What is your plan?
Board and head for the facility.
Okay. Pharrell, let's go and head for that comms breach thing.
Alrighty.
Alrighty, so this is going to be... It's technically an engineering role, so it's not your strong suit, but it's not awful. So this is going to be control engineering. Communications with engineering on the ship. This is very dramatic. We'll get into the non-combat music now. Alright, so this is going to be a difficulty of 4 to breach through all of that static.
Time to generate some momentum.
Alrighty. You said difficulty of 4, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's 1, 3. How many is it to get up to 4 dice? Oh, 5 dice, I mean.
5 dice will cost you 6.
Okay, I will spend 6 threat to get 5 dice. Yes, I know.
Actually, let me just check something briefly.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember if come back. Not thumbnails. Because 5 dice is the maximum you can roll. No
Yeah.
effect can ever push you above 5 dice. I'm trying to remember if that includes assists. Okay, so let's team up an assistant. Let's describe how they do the thing.
I suppose I could also burn my determination for my insatiable curiosity at trying to break this interference.
You might want to save that.
Fair enough.
Assistance dice can generate. Okay, no,
Make a good radio.
you can roll 5 dice and the ship gets 1 dice to assist you. That is my ruling on the matter, because the thing is not super clear.
Alrighty, what were you saying, Vintot?
Oh, I was just saying making good radio with the music.
You are breaking up something awful there.
Yeah.
I was saying nothing important, just when he was singing, I was like making good radio.
What was that you were breaking